Alright, hello and welcome. We are back today for some more Final Fantasy XIV. When I go back into the game, you're going to probably notice I switched back to playing Pugilist. Well, just because, I don't know, early game I really enjoy the class. And having been leveling it up on my big character, I'm... how to put this? Yeah, I've just been really enjoying it at the late game too, so I think it's just a better choice right now. Now, will I eventually level up Ninja on this guy? Maybe. We'll see. Oh, I'm not going to say that'll be that. I mean, yes, you are right. I will end up going Dark Knight. I already know that much. I mean, I know what I know exactly what I plan on doing. Also, I know my habits. All right, so back we go. All right. Now I am to do the Signs of the Seventh on brain damage. Yeah. Hey, Elfie, how's it going? I mean, you're not wrong. Well, I mean, eventually the dust sheet's gonna just take on the whole if you can't beat them, join them kind of stance. Yay, off to the Waking Sands! I have those pants on my casters. Alright. Well, actually, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to teleport to Horizon first. So how is everyone doing? Other than being frustrated at dust sheets there, Ophi. Yeah, I could believe it. Well, I'm going to say this. If it starts, at least you're further ahead than a lot of people. I mean, that's not cool, but again, it starts, so it's again further ahead than a lot of people. You know, probably. I actually think Monster Hunter's UI would be much better for something like Project Zomboid. It's definitely more minimalistic. Yay, now I get Dying and Glamoring available. Woot! Interesting. Hey, I did my leveling roulette earlier on Mel. Yay, the antecedent is in the solar. Woo. So, I'm going to say there's not much about this particular part of the game has changed a whole lot. Except for the quest chain to get to Ifrit. Oh, again. Thank you for pointing that out. It's almost like Twitch does not remember the game I had set. All right, now it's set. Thank you for mentioning that. You know, I wonder if it's OBS doing this.
So you are the adventurer of whom I've heard so much. Well met, friend. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I have awaited your coming.
So hey, Hina. Yeah, I gotta figure out why it's doing that.
Be at ease. You are among friends here.
Let's reload this. Hey, Found Son, how's it going? Yeah, I really wonder what's causing that, because I don't have anything set in Twitch specifically. I wonder. Give me one sec. Alright. Alright. Hopefully that fixes it going forwards, because yeah, every time I set my titles, for some reason it always sets it back to Monster Hunter World. And I haven't done or set anything up of that sort. Alright. Hopefully it's not going to be a problem going forwards.
No doubt you are right to burst with questions. But have patience. All will be revealed in time.
Alright. Enjoy your dinner there, Found Son.
First, let me begin by telling you who we are and what we do. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, an order that transcends political boundaries. Our single objective is the preservation of the future of Eorzea. Among our gravest concerns are the godlike beings known as the Primals.
Well, I mean, there are also other godlike beings known as the Primals who are also a band. If you haven't heard them, I suggest you go listen to them. They've got some pretty cool music on YouTube. I would agree. These guys are much more godlike than the in-game Primals.
Their existence is a bane upon Eorzea, nay, the world at large, and we have striven to find a lasting solution to the threat they pose. Our Underwater is home to a number of individuals who, like you, possess a rare and special talent. This talent takes various forms, but one holds particular interest for us. Tell me, have you ever experienced a sudden, inexplicable loss of consciousness?
Yes, but either I drank too much or got punched in the head too hard. I mean,
Have you ever had the sensation of being pulled away from reality? Felt as though you were hovering in space, a mind without a body?
that just sounds like a bad trip to me.
All these things are the manifestations of your talent. Yours is the power to transcend the boundaries of the soul, a power known as the Echo.
Echo, echo, echo.
The Echo allows you to pass through the walls of a man's soul and hear the resonations of his past. You will be there in his memories and see things as he saw them. You may even interact with that which you see, though you cannot change the outcome of events. For another blessing, the Echo will enable you to know a man's mind even if you cannot comprehend his words. In short, the Echo is a truly extraordinary power, and this power is strong within you. It is only a shame that we cannot use it whensoever we choose. That's right. I too possess the Echo.
You know, I'm going to say this. I don't hate her voice. I would say she's probably amongst the the voice actors in ARR that I would say are average.
With that established, let us return to the subject of the primals.
Although I'm going to say this right now, Papalimo and Ida are horrendous. You'll see soon enough.
So long as they exist, the realm cannot take so much as a single step towards true peace. Measures must be taken. Measures which transcend boundaries, be they of faction, race, language, or creed. And to do so, the Scions require the aid of those with our talent. Make no mistake, the Echo will be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. Without it, we cannot hope to save the realm. I know not what it is you desire for yourself, nor what it was that first brought you to Eorzea. But I firmly believe that the power we possess was given to us for a purpose.
Yeah, I still firmly believe in, for the English voices, Gaius, Raubon, and Merrill are probably the 3 stars out of all of them. Y'shtola not bad. Minfili is not bad. Ida and Papalimo are atrocious.
Why else would the gods entrust man with a gift so extraordinary, if not to have him use it?
Oh, if only you knew where that came from.
And so I implore you, lend us your power.
Welcome back, Ophi. Ah, Wild Rose. That's a good old Final Fantasy II detail right there. The password you are given for the Resistance in Final Fantasy II is Wild Rose. Wither the Wild Rose blooms.
I take it you will help us. Wonderful! I knew you wouldn't let us down. But come, I would introduce you to your friends in the Order. Tell me, does the name Sharlayan ring any bells? It used to be one of Eorzea's 6 city-states, and was situated in the northwest of Aldenard. The Sharlayans were the keepers of wisdom both old and new. Their mastery over magic and ether was unsurpassed, and even the Garleans knew to fear them. Among their number, there were a noble few who devoted their lives to safeguarding the future of Eorzea. When the realm began its descent into chaos, and their countrymen fled for the motherland, they alone chose to remain here. These noble men and women were called the Archons. Those same brave souls stand before you now.
Well, yes and no.
The masked woman is Ida, and beside her is Popolimo. The two are charged with surveying the Twelveswood. Hello there!
Ugh. If you're dead, yes.
Welcome.
Ugh.
Okay, my turn to introduce someone. That there is Thancred.
Her voice is so much better later.
He is our man here in Ul'dah, Jewel of the Desert.
See, I still don't like Papolimo's voice, but it is still miles better than Ida's voice.
Welcome to the team.
And Thancred's not bad.
I never doubted that you'd come. If I may, the lovely maiden beside me is named Y'shtola. Limsa Lominsa has the pleasure of being under her care.
Greetings. Last but not least is Eorzea, who presides over all affairs within these halls.
Eorzea.
Seek him out whenever you have questions.
Honestly, when I first saw his name, I just read it as Urianger.
Dawn may banish even the darkest night. The words of a dear friend. I'm glad of our meeting.
At the Battle of Carteneau, our leader was taken from us. But we did not stray from our purpose. We sought out Minfilia and others with her talent, and together established the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Along with the Archons, those blessed with the Echo play a pivotal role in our endeavor to forge a brighter tomorrow for the realm. Oh, I should also introduce you to Tataru, our clerk. She ensures that everything runs smoothly.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Okay, I stand corrected. That's the worst voice in ARR.
In time, I hope you will come to think of us as family. But without further ado, I would assign you your first task.
Go kill a primal!
Eorzea, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have received a request for aid from the Immortal Flames. Thancred, would you do the honors?
It would be my pleasure. Some days ago, a crystal caravan registered to Amagina and Sons mineral concern was waylaid and divested of its cargo. But there is more. Within a bell of the robbery, several people were reported missing from the shantytown outside the city.
At a glance, one would assume the involvement of bandits, kidnappers, and coincidence. Such crimes are hardly uncommon, and the Immortal Flames deal with their like almost every day. However, this time we have reason to believe that a primal is involved.
Aye, the evidence left behind implicates the Eorzea, who are known worshippers of Ifrit. If we then consider the objects that were taken, there is no room left for doubt. The crimes were committed in the name of a primal.
Well, I mean, are you sure about that? I mean, maybe the Eorzea are just getting into New Age healing and need the crystals for that. And maybe the people aren't actually being kidnapped. Like, maybe they willingly went along and decided to learn this New Age healing stuff. I don't know. You guys are jumping to conclusions here.
That you may better understand the nature of our struggle with the primals, I would have you play the leading role in this investigation. You have my thanks. If there is aught you wish to know, I recommend you speak with Thancred. He is well versed in the affairs of Ulda.
Ever at your service, dear fellow.
Oh wait, Thancred's in here. Well, I'm going to head off to Camp Drybone, and thankfully, I was already there. Not that long ago. I actually did some class quest out there. So Stream Elements seriously not updating that. Oh yeah, Thancred, my man. I need someone to remind me after stream today to look into why Stream Elements isn't sending out my Blue Sky info and instead of sticking on Twitch, or sorry, not Twitch, Twitter. Given I actually updated that info already, so I don't know what the hell's going on there. I wonder if I have to deauthorize the bot and reauthorize it. Alright. I actually have to go it this way. Do 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 do. I like how they're called ripe corpses. I mean, it's not wrong. If they've been sitting out in the sun that long, they certainly would be ripe. Oh yeah, no. Thancred has definitely been through some shit. I'm actually shocked he manages to keep up a happy face at the best of times, even if it's an act. The fact he can pull it off. I do not like Ungust. This is a dude I really want to punch in the face really fucking hard. Honestly, I like what happens to him after this. He has it coming. Do 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 do. Sure. Upton moved on to a different place. Uh-huh. With what money? Do 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 do. Maybe. I was having a hard time figuring out what his name here is. Is it Marx or is it Marquez? I mean, I know who he is, but that doesn't really change the current naming issue. All right. Yeah, off to the gravesite. Whee. No, I'm dumb. I needed to go up here. Yeah, we're not going to put it in the gravesite. We're going to lay it on top of the grave. Oh, no, okay, no, I had to bury it. Never mind. There we go. Yeah, that merchant should be fed to Ifrit, but he definitely gets what's coming to him afterwards. I'll have to go see our boy. Good old Tancred. Yay, off to the Golden Bazaar. Woo. It is at times like this that I wish I could have a mount. You know, you hit level 20, you can mount. I don't care about flying yet. But just something to make this go by a bit faster. Oh, I'm actually higher level than it. Well, I'm picking the Allegan coins because I don't need the gear, because the gear it's offering is not as good as the stuff I'm wearing. Yep, that's actually exactly it. Yep. Nope, I don't think so, buddy. Yeah, I mean it's a good habit to have. Yeah, because even into later content, you're going to come across that exact same question where it's like, okay, are these rewards better than what I'm wearing? All right, time to go back where I came from. All right, well, if you will bear with me for but a moment. I will be back in Camp Drybone momentarily. I'm lazy. Okay. Right. Solo duty time. So I'm pretty sure this is solo duty here. Oh, some more emulsion over there. Yeah, you know what? I'll ignore them. I'll be level 25 soon, and I'll have to go do another class quest in Ulda. Yeah, you'll have a maximum of 2 unless you use real money to pay for more. Hey, you know what? I have 6 retainers, okay? I paid for 4. And even that's getting to be not enough. Too many damn crafting materials. And housing materials. Holy crap, I have so many housing materials. No, you don't. But I don't like having to repurchase certain things. Or go and refarm them, so I just kind of sit on them if I know I'm going to use them later. Am I somewhat lazy about getting rid of some of my materials? Hells yes. Not even going to lie. Do 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 do. Some dude just died right here in the street. Oh, yeah, sucks to be him. I am so glad that this quest is a bit quicker than it used to be. Trust to deceive. I can't tell you how many pairs of these I had in my inventory just from doing all the different quests. Like, even a bunch of side quests give you these as, like, disguises. Alright. Sort. Sort. Yeah, because I need to take up more space on my retainers. I will. And all, like, the fist weapons I don't use anymore. Totally gonna keep those on my retainers. Ow, that, hey, hold on. Is he above me? I think they're above me. Yeah, there they are. I like how they call me poor, but they didn't bother looking at my gloves or my boots. My boots are way too nice. Like, I'm supposed to be posing as some poor guy, and just my boots and gloves are way too fancy for that. So, hold on, let me do that. Yeah, I'm gonna rob my own goon squad. And then they're just gonna turn around and steal the clothes right off my back, so I mean, turnabout is fair play. Yeah, when they steal children's blocks and then the name day cakes. The goon squad is just such a menace to society. Flame Hina. Hold on, no, I can... Do I not have Vesper Bay Aetheryte tickets? Yeah, there we go. I have a clone now, do I? Interesting. Wee. Alright. Hey, level 18 weapon coffer. I have to go back to Blackburst Station. Do 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 do. I gotta go this way. Level 6 Emulsia. Yeah, I don't think he wants to mess with me. Yeah, so you're gonna have to do like Garuda hard, Titan hard. Well, I mean, I could watch my phrasing, but why? Where's the fun in that? Yeah, I don't care about that right now. I'll deal with that later, if ever, on this character. The footfalls. Alright, yeah, he'll have a new dungeon for me. Hallis Helly, probably. Yep. Alright, Minfilia, what do you got for me? Yes, you can have your materia and stagger. It'll be a while. Alright, off to Drybone. Also unlock Hallis Helly while I'm here. Run, run, run! Go, Malkaya, go! Level 15. And don't need it. Huh. It's about the same as what I'm wearing now. Well, here's the thing. I can't really tell you that because that would be spoilers for later in the game. But I will say this, she is scary. And truth be told, of all the various leaders of the the Alliance, I would much rather deal with Raubon than I would Merylwib. I remember this quest chain being so much longer than it is, but I don't remember if that was actually the case or not. It could just be that I'm remembering a period of time where I had to grind side quests to reach the appropriate level to continue. Because that was also something that used to happen in this game. Now, just doing the MSQ gets you so far ahead it doesn't matter. Well, even if you level multiple jobs, it still keeps you kind of on track. I mean, maybe you fall behind a little bit. Well, multiple jobs at once, at any rate. Like, what you're doing is nuts. Oh, that trader gets what's coming to him too. I am so glad he does as well. Oh. Here we go. Good old-fashioned sleep spell. Alright. Yeah, Livia was not a very good villain. She could have been a lot better. I also like this cutscene. Yes, it does, in fact. Well, I mean, as a keeper of souls, it's Soulfire. Of course it isn't going to have much of an effect on me. Also, that music change is so good. Alright, boys, let's go. Even though you shouldn't be here. It's not like any of these jackasses are immune to the tempering. That's what they call it in game, by the way, when you get converted by the will of a primal. They call it being tempered. Well, I mean, I am an ancient god of the dead and a keeper of souls. And the main reason I actually decided to go back to Pugilist is because, you know, fist weapons are Mel's actual weapon of choice. Lore dump. Alright, where's the infernal nail gonna come up? Right there. Okay, fun fact: if this is your if you do this and you ignore this thing, he will go into his ult and he'll just one-shot you. No, I don't like fisting. I like smashing people in the face. Take that however you see fit. You know, smash or pass? Yeah. Fuck it. Eat Buster Sword, asshole. Yeah, every primal has a specific mechanic that you need to counter for to be able to deal with their ult. With Efreet, it's Efreet's nail. With Titan, it's breaking Titan's heart. Well, with Gruta, it's... Well, she doesn't... You basically need to kill all the feathers that she uses to destroy the pillars, but her ult doesn't one-shot you, as I recall. When you know, later on, it's just a matter of only killing the ads that they summon in the fight. You kill them before the timer runs, before their ult charges, or before a timer runs out, and you're fine. If you don't, then the ads despawn and you die. Oh, some ults look really cool. Thancred, my man. So they don't really get into it here. They kind of cut out a little bit here, and at least I think so, or I'm misremembering. But back when I first played this, I could have sworn during that particular scene, Thancred basically says that the only way to deal with a tempered, to free a tempered, is to free their soul, and it's heavily implied that the soldiers kill the other people because there's no way to undo being tempered by a primal. So Ungust should be dead. The traitor soldier should also be dead. Yeah, pretty much. Now let's go do my level 25 class quest. Alright, off to the Waking Sands. I'm actually going to step away for a second and go grab a drink. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. There we go. Don't forget to hydrate, guys, if you haven't already. Just because it isn't a scorching hot summer does not mean you should not have water. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, this is big brain time.
Well, maybe, I guess. It might be big brain time. Ooh, Dawn Wrist Guard. Boop, 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 boop. Thancred, blaming himself as always. You know, you gotta feel for the guy. He always feels like he's a step behind everybody. See, I told you they were into New Age healing shit. The energy within crystals. So, I'm gonna say something right now, like what they're saying about primals here, about how a primal's essence is scattered like upon the ethereal sea and brought to the prayers of worshippers, like they were a beacon, and then they take form from there. They retcon that later. Or rather, they don't really retcon it so much as later on someone else explains it as it's not quite like that and it works quite differently. It's actually interesting to see how they evolved that aspect of the story. But they did so without actually invalidating what the characters understand at this point in time. Because as far as they're aware, this is how it works. You find out later that isn't so. To a point. The Alexander raid actually explains a lot of this. There are definite differences, though, and it's those differences that are important. But this is also why I'm saying that when they explain it again later on, they don't invalidate what the characters understand now at this point in the game. Because you've also got to remember, when they put this together, they weren't quite sure how far they were going to take the game. I think it was more of a make it make sense. They didn't, because they didn't change it entirely. Like, they changed certain parts of it. I would say it remains probably about 70% accurate. There are about 30% changes, and it's those details I find that are actually the more interesting or more important aspects of it. But again, it's more like a case of, if you think of it from a storytelling standpoint, the more your characters are involved with dealing with primals, the more you start to understand how they take form and why they take the forms that they do. And your characters and the Scion's understanding of it change along with yours as the player, which I think was brilliant. I would agree, yeah. By the way, I love that 24-man raid. It's probably one of the Alliance raids I enjoy the most. So, here it is. This is the part I thought happened earlier. This is what Thancred says. It concerns the tempered abductees that were rescued. I'm sorry to report that they are all to be put to death. The flames with whom you were imprisoned included. So you know that jerk-face merchant who sold everybody out? Yeah, him too. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were any other recourse. But once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends strength to the primal whom he cannot choose but worship. So, keeping them alive is actually far, far more dangerous than killing them. But interestingly enough, it's also kind of dependent on the primal itself. And you learn that from dealing with Ramu. Here in the making. Sorry, Maelstrom, I'm going to go with the flames. I was thinking Maelstrom, but I don't like going wrong limbs to Lamensa. I love the dumbfounded look you give them. Oh. I now get to bounce around to each of the capital cities. What do you have to say for yourself, Tataru? You spilled the beans. You gave away my secrets. How hard should I punt you, you little potato? I mean, I can punt you now because you're actually not threatening. Later on, you're threatening. Yeah, that is probably the only major negative with having a silent protagonist. Good old Connie Senna. Alright, let's do it in order. I don't have to, but... Yes. No. So, I am going to say something that may be semi-spoiler-ish, but also not really, because of how it comes to be. There is one line in this entire game that your character actually says that is voiced. I will not say when it is, or where it is, but it does happen.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The three Seedseers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body.
You know, I want to be a Pujol. That's what she is. She's not human. I wish we could be the Pujol race.
Once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is. But still doesn't mean I don't want to be one.
So nourished by the
I would actually willingly say they're not quite human because of what they have to undergo.
flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
Shut up, you arrogant little fuckface.
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves. nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness.
I just realized that he has like this permanently surprised look on his face. Poor Isamayan.
And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat.
So you're the diplomats. Got it.
Years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk the high roads without fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder's standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children.
Woods will be
We must
gone.
think of the
Something else to
children.
protect the forest.
the elementals!
Such a terrible line. But who will think of the children? Ah.
If you'll permit me, Alfie, no.
Yes, Alpha nod. I know, Alpha no.
And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler.
God, you sound so arrogant. I want to slap you across the face.
You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
Yeah, very much so. It's like the only way to tell them apart so early on is which of them has a red bow in or red ribbon in their hair, which one has a blue ribbon in their hair. Alright, off to Ulda.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanimal herself!
And Roban as well.
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore.
I really did enjoy his voice acting in this. I mean, again, it gets better, but he did a decent job, all things considered, which is why he's still one of the top, in my opinion, for ARR.
Hurrah! Rauban! Where
since antiquity, under the sage and judicious
Yeah.
rule of the Ur dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold.
Mel's huge.
Where by the grace and glory of Naldar have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Uldar.
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
Yeah, but look how well that turned out.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden, and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save?
Well, yes.
You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Uldar stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Uldar, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Uldar. As Uldar prospers, so shall her people. Ya for Uldar!
Together we are one.
Your grace.
Rauban? People of Uldar, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Uldar. Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Uldar, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory.
God, what the hell was that voice?
Fearless into the inferno, for we are by fire reborn.
Ah, what the hell was that terrible sound?
Forsooth?
The time is
I fancy meeting you again.
Yeah, compared to that, everyone else sounds like fucking angels. See, here's the thing about Alphino. Yeah, he's arrogant. He's an arrogant little shit. But he's also incredibly intelligent. He's actually very smart. He actually, like, from the story writing standpoint, his character is written to understand what is actually happening. Yeah, I mean, I am shorter than a male Roganin. Not by much. Really? A max height Femra was actually taller than a max height male Illidan? I didn't think so. Oh. Not that it's important. If I wanted to be the tallest thing around, I would have made a max height bunny girl. Because those ears. Like, she's not even max height. Yeah, see, I would play a male Al Ra if it wasn't for the fact that their run cycle looks like ass. Like, I like a lot about the male Al Ra. I just do not like their run cycle. It's so much so that it actually makes it hard to watch them while playing the game.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Hey, there's Mommy. Oh, Zombie, are you around? No, Zombie was here earlier.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride.
I will have 2 Fantasia soon. Yeah, Zombie missed it. I do like her voice in ARR.
700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay.
See, I will have 2 Fantasias, so I could actually go Al-Ra male.
In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
And honestly, as a Dark Knight, Al-Ra male just, I don't know, there's something that just works. Like, they can be fucking scary looking.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say.
God, you sound so damn arrogant.
The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Alphino is supposed to be arrogant. Well, I mean, if you don't want to change the way your character looks, then just hold on to him.
We assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
I kind of like how her voice actor made her sound, like, upset there. It works so well. Yeah. Yeah, so, honestly, Hina, I would hold on to them. Because you may change your mind down the road and want to experiment and change your character into something else.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
So, actually, also on that point, Hina, they do now give you a message when you use a Fantasia, where it actually tells you you need to take all your stuff off. But yeah, Galley is correct. The only thing you can't take off is your weapon. You have to strip everything else off your character, though.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep.
This is also true. The 60-minute grace period is a nice addition.
But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano.
Yeah, they're not going to be adding races anytime soon. I think they've... The last races that they added were in Shadowbringers, and then they added the other genders for those races over the next 2 expansions.
The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishbuck
The Sahagin have risen?
While the minds of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go.
Personally, I just find, as much as I don't mind their design, I just find them very overdone in the game. And you could say the same thing of Al Ra, but at least, Al Ra look interesting. At least to me.
These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Guardian Empire. Even now the Curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below?
Yeah, see, I find the humans dull. Because, well, I mean, daily life and all that.
There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port.
It's actually the same reason why in World of Warcraft, when I was able to make a Draenei, I absolutely did.
We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral!
Gather the lads!
Shadow Stride. That's a fun skill.
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
That's your distance closer.
Fancy meeting you again.
It also generates additional threat, by the way, if you use it in when you're using it in combat. It doesn't do damage, but it just generates extra threat against your enemies. I mean, yeah, there is definitely a high population of Makote and Al Ra, but I mean, between the two of them, I find the Al Ra more interesting looking. I don't care that I see a lot of them, I just find them more interesting looking. And actually, lately, I haven't been seeing as many of them. I've actually been seeing a lot of Midlanders and a lot of Makote. Yeah, but that's also across all servers, isn't it? That's like across all data centers. Or is that just for the Aether data center? Not too shabby. Yeah, it's weird. I don't like. I'm not doubting the numbers. I just don't see a ton of female Aura. That's not that they're not. That's not that they aren't there. I just don't see a lot of them. I kind of have to wonder what the server distribution for them is. Well, if that were the case, I wouldn't see Makote anywhere. But I see a lot of Makote.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral Era warranted scarcely a mention.
I am so glad they changed her voice actor.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies.
Yes. I mean, Alpha Nose isn't great, but it's also not bad. Like, honestly, he's suitably arrogant sounding.
I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Eorzea, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I need to find it.
Oh, I'll say. You completely missed the point.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
Alright, Flame Officer, let's go. Do 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 do. Hmm. You know, it's probably a good thing I don't go to Limsa. Limsa Lominsa is the Goldshire of Final Fantasy XIV. Alright, off to Horizon's Edge. Time to be lazy. Tend to save these two bumbling idiots. And hopefully get my my Chocobo soon. Chocobo. There's a Coblin. Do 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 do. Yes. I love Abyssal Drain. It's got a relatively lengthy cooldown, but it will heal you for every enemy it hits in an AoE. So if you're doing big pulls and you need to give yourself a quick heal because you've taken a ton of damage, it's actually not a bad tool to have. And later on you'll get Carven Spit, which does the same thing but only to a single target. Carven Spit is also melee, not ranged. Abyssal Drain is a ranged ability. They share the same cooldown though. We. Where the hell are you going? I also do like the bunny girls. The Vera females are actually really well designed, in my opinion. Also, they get some pretty interesting racial hairstyles. I don't know. I like some of their big poofy hairstyles. I mean, don't get me wrong, they would be a nightmare to take care of. Especially being an adventurer. Imagine how dirty that would get. That'd be just hell of a chore to deal with. I know. Give your bunny girl a pompadour. Mm-hmm. Although I gotta say, the male Vera, they look good in a lot of outfits. They're like super dapper. forsake all other nations. Yeah, I'm also one of the Scions. I don't forsake any nation, so that's a bit of a conflict of interest. You know, I also remember interacting with Wyu a whole lot more. Yeah. So the Viera, the bunny girls, don't have to worry about wearing hats because they didn't model a lot of the headgear to work with their ears. So you can equip the hat; it just doesn't show up on your head. All right, wrong person. Oh, for crying out loud. Yeah, the Hrothgar also have that. They don't get a lot of the headgear as well. The Lion Men and the Lion Girls. I actually don't mind how the female Hrothgar look either. Certainly not my thing, but they could have done a whole lot worse than they did. You know, I'm gonna say this for anyone who plays a female character right now in Final Fantasy XIV: the antecedents attire and her hairstyle still one of the best. The only issue I have with the antecedents outfit is you cannot dye it. They need to make it dyeable. You know what? I'm going to come back and deal with you in a moment. I am going to actually first deal with getting my frickin' riding. I want my chocobo. Give me my battle chicken. Well, I don't get that until 30, but still. Nope. Just gonna teleport over there. Do 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 do. Give me my battle chicken. No. No, I'm not going to join your party. Yes, I'm going to decline. Let's see. You know what? I'll name you Que. There. It was that or work. That or work. Or maybe Nugget. Yeah, I forgot I had that. Not that it's going to matter. Mount Guide. Actually, what's that? That's the arc. Or do I want the Fulkin? Yeah, let's go with the coral. All right, coming up to 9, coming up to 10 o'clock. So I'll start this quest, and then I think I'm gonna call it pretty shortly thereafter.
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Eorzea, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Also known as floating cabbage.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gizzle-greens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained, until such time as we know. It would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
Duh. Ida, your voice.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the Sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed.
And the puns keep coming in.
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
So Galley is the Waking Sands, huh? Let's see Bunny Girl Galley. Looks nice. Bozo Ultimate. Alright, well. Who am I to argue with that one, I guess? Yeah, no, you made her look really good. I like that. All right. So I am gonna actually stop here for tonight. Well, I'm gonna head over to Gridania. No, I gotta do my class quest later. I'm gonna stop here and just leave it here for tonight for the stream because I have to work tomorrow. Yay! Woo! Working on a Sunday. Woo! Yay! But on the flip side, that means I have a 3-day weekend coming up. I won't be working the following Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Alright, let's do this. Alright. So, yeah, honestly, I have to say that I'm glad I went back to playing Pugilist because, God, I just really enjoy the class. You know, took out a Freet today. All in all, relatively productive in getting through the main scenario quest, and the bit about having to kill tempered people, I totally wasn't imagining it. Well, see, here's the thing with my work schedule, is I alternate weeks where I'm working Sunday to Thursday. So one week will be Sunday to Thursday, the next week will be Monday to Friday. Which means sometimes I have a 1-day weekend, and other times I have a 3-day weekend, so... I wouldn't mind the consistency of having just a set schedule to work with, but, you know... Unfortunately, my job is regulated by the federal government. So, whatever they choose to say that I need to do it. Okay, so with that all being done, oh, by the way, it reminds me of something here. Let's see. First and foremost, I'm gonna do this. Y'all know her, y'all love her. But if you haven't already, please make sure you give Hina a follow. She is the one who made the music you are listening to right now, as well as the music on my opening and closing screens. And I've got another shout out to do after this. Now, before we go too far ahead of ourselves though, I am going to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I know Saturdays aren't generally a day that I used to stream on, but ever since starting my Final Fantasy XIV playthrough, absolutely I'm going to be playing Saturdays. Because, one, I enjoy streaming. I love just being here with you guys, and also, I love the game. Anyone who has any questions about the game, by the way, wants to know anything about, well, either how the game has changed, what my thoughts on certain aspects of the game are, please ask. I've been playing the game for 11 years. I mean, yes, I've taken hiatuses here and there, so I don't have 11 years worth of hours logged into the game. But I've been through... Well, I started playing just at the end of A Realm Reborn and when Heavensward launched. Played all through Heavensward, played all through Stormblood, Shadowbringers, Endwalker, Dawn Trail. So, I have seen the game change quite a bit in that span of time. Alright, and I am going to do this. Now, I don't know if anyone else has noticed, there is a new emote on the channel. Anyone who's also on my Discord will have noticed this as well. Now that wonderful little emote was made by a wonderful and lovely friend of mine. So if you can, please give Belle a follow. She is a fantastic young lady, a Blue Moon alchemist. You can say her name rings a bell. Ha 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 ha. Well done, Sayu. Love it. You do me proud, my friend. You do me proud. But please, give her a follow. She does fantastic work. She's also just an entertaining person to just hang around with and chat as she plays games, and is also a really talented artist. And I think that, all that being said, that's pretty much it for me tonight. So, let us see who we can raid out to. And I will see all of you back here tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure if Monster Hunter World is going to be going on, but if it is, then that's what we'll be doing. If not, I may just continue doing what I was doing tonight and play more Final Fantasy XIV. But we'll see. I'll know more as tomorrow goes on. So, now let's see who is on that we can go pay a visit to. Let's see, Tina's on. She's doing her bit-a-thon. Let's see, Cinna. Ooh, you know what? Yeah, I'm actually fortunate with Belle that she streams pretty much right around the time I wake up, so I can hang around for like half an hour to an hour in the mornings when she's on. It's nice. Alright, so I'm going to give a little bit of advance warning. If there's anyone in here who wants to play Path of Exile 2 but does not want spoilers, do not accept this raid. Because I'm going to raid out to Lady Mizuki, who is currently playing Path of Exile 2. She is another really, well, just good person. Like, just a sweet little bean. But she's currently playing Path of Exile 2, which is a fairly new game and currently in early access. If you do not want to be spoiled on it, then I do not recommend taking the raid. So, you have been forewarned, guys. So, with that, I will see all of you tomorrow for, well, ideally Monster Hunter World. If not, well, more Final Fantasy XIV. You can't go wrong either way. I will see you all later.